I'm afraid to take revenge on whoever destroyed our universe. It's not impossible for now, brother. I used my full power and I wasn't able to do anything to him. She treated me like a bug. He further mentioned that Kronos was the weakest of all of them. Even with the MRI we couldn't beat that damn woman. Now alas, my power has been greatly diminished with the loss of one of my death eyes in my right arm. Tuki grew colder and more intimidating, but that won't be enough against her. If with his first life he is able to go so far, in his last he must be invincible. We can only hide and wait for him to find us. You really are my sister Akame. That woman must have hurt your pride a lot. My older sister has a defiant character that I would never say to such cowardice. Do you know something, Akame? Dad was feared by all those scumbags who think they are the strongest. Just having him in front of them made us tremble with fear. It was so strong that it killed the most powerful of the divine law sect. You and I are his children, we have his blood running through our veins. Let's end all those bastards. How do you know that? I don't even remember anything about them. Trust me, Akame, you are right about something. You don't have enough power to deal with those guys. Once you get your right arm back, I'll make sure all of you increase your strength level. Lord Akana, I want you to use my power to create a sturdier room of time with more gravity. I'm counting on you, brother. Help Akame with that problem. Do you want me to give him demon blood so he can get his right arm back? It seems good to me, but that eye of death that you have lost, you will not be able to recover it. You would have to die and come back to life like I did, but we can't bring the dead back to life. Now I have that ability, but Akame, would you be willing to die? No, brother, not for fear of death, but it is enough for me to recover my arm, my eye of death. I'll retrieve it myself if that bitch is using it. I'm going to rebut it. You're right, I was too cowardly to give up. I am Akame, from the most powerful clan that exists in our world. I will become very strong. And that woman, I'm going to return the favor. Or so I would like to say. But I will give myself the pleasure of watching my little brother kill her for me. You know me very well, Akame. Indeed, I will be the one to murder that woman, because she turned my world into hell. I mean, Mrs. Kana, let's start making that room. Those three withdrew to reinforce the room of that planet, to be the most effective, and to be able to withstand hard training. The place where everyone stayed, a tense atmosphere could be felt. Do you have something against me, Hayama? For a while now, you haven't taken that murderous look off of me. Don't confuse this. Don't let the pathetic state I'm in right now fool you. As I am, I can defeat you without any problem. How do you know my name? I have seen through my brother's memories, and you were also in his memories. You must love you very much to try to kill me, but believe me, I'm not your enemy. Is it true that this woman is stronger than me? With his body in that state it is impossible for him to defeat me. Stop it, Yuma, don't do something crazy. The quick swing of the sword. He was stopped by Akame with a single finger. Did he stop my attack with that enormous ease? What kind of freak was the guy who almost killed this woman? I'd like to fight you, but we don't have enough time. The arena law of death could arrive at any moment, and if it does, both you and everyone on this planet will perish. Do not be like that. We can share you. Am I right, you? He froze and didn't say anything. Damn it, Kami. You do not measure your words. Yuma has a difficult temper to control, and you make her more angry. The atmosphere changed again. When you cut off his arm, take it. The rest is up to you, Akame. But, what are you doing, you? Easy, Yuma. Now I am more powerful. One arm means nothing. Within a few seconds, his arm had grown back. Haka would take my arm and said, when I did this with my brother, I never thought that I would end up turning into a devil myself. I don't like being dependent on a power from another race, but I guess in this situation it doesn't matter. I need the power of demons to get my power back. Here I began to absorb cells and demon blood. While empty, Shiro Okuma and Yukina visited each other around the planet, while Yuma and Yu waited for it to finish. Which took quite a while. It was very difficult to use his power on his own body. In the beginning, she was like Daruma, who couldn't use her power on himself, but she trained until that problem disappeared. It looks like he's having a lot of problems. Do you think he will be able to withstand the power of a demon? Sure you can. He is one of the strongest beings I have ever met. She is Goku's sister. Meanwhile, far away from there, on a dark planet with an air similar to poison, since it consumed almost any living being, she was in a palace that she had just created, thinking where her target could be. That damn, he wasn't in his home universe, damn it. This playing hide and seek is annoying. I feel like a fool searching the multiverse for a guy. Why did I have to lose at that silly game? About whom would he seek out and kill the purple ringers? The universe of beasts. It was certainly a great snack. My life power increased like the sacred planet does. But now that I've destroyed it, where do I start looking? I haven't the faintest idea where that guy could be. A voice rumbled on that planet. Yes, new orders from our leader. Is that you, Shimizu? What's happening? Are you going to help me find that guy? Of course not. You have been chosen for that. But don't worry, you won't have to look any further, you're lucky. According to Getsuga-sama, you just have to have your power elevated. That purple Oozaru will notice him and soon find you. Idiots. It's easy for you to say that. Tell me, who so stupid would come to seek his death of his own free will? Furthermore, that guy isn't even able to perceive my divine energy. And one more thing. Why do you call the leader with that pathetic name? That the energies of the sacred planet have revived that body does not mean that it should keep the name of that cursed person who killed Zeus. Calm down, she. That was the first name he heard when he woke up, and apparently he liked me too much. I called him that because he thought he was still the same and that he was about to kill me. Stop telling stories from the past. If that's all you had to say, stop bothering me. Very well, I let you continue happy in your solitude. You are the only one of us who is always alone without any ally. Ha 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 ha. Who could be the ally of death? Everything around me is consumed by my power. I do not need anyone. Did those celestials help Kronos? Not at all. He and his pathetic subordinates dropped like insects. Here the only important thing is strength. Power is everything, right, Shimizu? Clear. That's why I remind you that the purple darling is not as simple as you think. Be very careful with him or you will regret it. See you, she. Damn idiots. Right now, I should be on the sacred planet filling myself with vitality, and not on this pathetic planet that is rotting with my own power. Oozaru, purple, don't even think about making me wait any longer. Returning to Kana's universe, Akame had finally finished absorbing the demon power. I only gave him my blood. Why did that eye wake up? Goku and his sister. They were different from any warrior. Ready. I've finished now. Hey? My vision has fully returned. Your left eye, can you feel it? That's a demon eye, just like mine and the other members of my family. Come to think of it, Maya also had that eye activated. I hadn't realized that. Akame, I'm sorry I attacked you like that after all. You are also part of this family. Don't worry about that. Is that room not ready yet? It is. My mother is fast at creating dimensions, and by using Goku's immense power and my sister's help, she was even faster. Perfect. Once they were all together, and after entering that room, Goku became serious and said, that sect of divine laws, each one of them is strong enough to make the multiverse disappear. We are going to train until they are able to reach someone as strong as them once. To me, time runs slower here. We have plenty of time. They can use any technique including resonance. I won't use the Devil's Wrath, nor the Kaioken. I think that will be fairer for now. Goku as an opponent will be interesting. Who will attack first? I'll attack at once. Hey little brother, are you forgetting that me and you are here? If we all attack together, will you be blown to pieces? Akame, you were present, although you only perceive my cold energy. You cannot comprehend the great change I had at that time. I have finally awakened the true power of Saru. Don't hold back. Me. And you, Akame. This will be a good workout for them to put those rookie-level purple eyes to the test. Everyone's ki invaded that dimension. They all had intentions of attacking Goku. Intelligent beings like you and Shiro knew that if Goku was saying that, it was because he was too confident in his power. Many blasts with different aura color traveled at high speed at Goku, while Goku was looking at them clearly and thinking at the same time, too slow. That way he wouldn't last a minute with those bastards. Saru, Spirit Beast Omega release. A huge Oozaru appeared and Goku flew up to stand on his shoulder. Don't go showing off too much, Saru. Neglect Mew. Do you think I will kill your family? After fully awakening the power of the purple Oozaru, they could access the Omega Release, a technique that previously made Saru sleep for millennia. Once Saru appeared, the ones who were going to attack each other stopped. It's huge. That's Saru's true form. Omega Release, partner. Now that the Amudaruma has awakened to its full power, it can reach that form without my other half disappearing. Incredible. But brother, that size is a handicap in a fight. Shinku, Shield, Akame, Yakina, and you empowered their powers with Kaioken and charged once more. The fists of all three hit Oozaru at the same time, but that failed to knock him down. Otherwise, they won't be able to do anything. The strength that Saru now possesses is beyond his imagination. One of the legs of that beast impacted the ground, and a great gust of hot air took the three subjects that had attacked flying. Yuma, Materasu, and Kana, who had never seen Goku use that beast power, were trembling in fear. They couldn't even move. The Shiro and Akuma brothers, despite having witnessed this beast before, still couldn't believe what it was capable of doing. With a simple movement of his legs, he had made three warriors of incredible power yield. What's wrong with them? Keep attacking with everything. If I were one of those divine laws, they would already be dead. Don't you think you're being too arrogant? Yakina, please calm down, he's underestimating us. Of that there is no doubt, but with simple words, we are not going to achieve anything. You wanted to see the resonance, little brother, so get ready to swallow your words, and Yakina, I'll lead the resonance, I'll leave the rest to you. Yakina and you touched Akame's back, beginning to abut their powers. Shiro looked at Kuma, indicating that they should do the same too. Shiro and Akuma touched Nain's back to bring out Divine Demon Nain. The time has changed. In this universe, Queen Kanakaski's power is long gone, still. Yuma, perhaps you are the strongest of us. Amaterasu and I will take the place of my former guardians and merge with you. The kings of the whole had the ability to form a single warrior by fusing with their guardians for an hour, but that fusion could be reversed. Guardians could also take the power of the king to fight intense battles to the death. We will not be left behind. Kana took all of Amaterasu's power and quickly passed that power to Yuma, who rose into the air, brutally increasing his powers. What do you think, Sarah? The power of my companions. They went from being insects to being warriors with great powers. Akame and Yuma began to move quickly, but they didn't escape the incredible vision that Goku had at that moment. Both of Saru's arms hit the ground to knock the three of them down with just the momentum, but two of them were nothing more than simple illusions, trying to hit Goku and his beast from their blind spots, inches away from hitting him. A tense pressure fell on their bodies, crushing them to the floor as if it were gravity. Goku, who was on top of Saru, had released his ki a bit. Brother, we give up. You win this fight. NEA had been knocked unconscious, and Akame was having a hard time breathing. Yuma, who was hit by the previous attack, was also knocked out. Goku would stop expelling energy, and he had also stopped using the Omega Release. We have a long training ahead of us. When we fight those guys, you're not going to say you give up, right, Akame? Of course not, brother. Tell me, what was that strange energy that completely crushed us? I felt that my breath was cut off and that my death was near. Assassin Domain, one of the three great powers that the Eye of Death has, Saru thought. Surely you would be proud of your son Getsuga. He was able to use the Killing Domain, a technique that you trained for months, and he learned it just by seeing it in the memories of you. He is much more talented than you. Since that day, the training was harder and harder. None of those who were in that dimension were able to face Goku, but after a few decades, the distance between them had become shorter. Everyone's individual powers were similar to the ones with resonance mode in the beginning. AKA Miyukina and you were the ones who had progressed the most because of their Oozaru blood. And when they did the resonance, they were already able to take down Oozaru. But they were unable to beat Goku and go to the demon's Kaioken. Of course, Goku didn't use the Eye of Death, because that gave him a great advantage. We have already spent a long time in this dimension, a few months have passed out there. I guess divine laws stopped looking for us, but now it's our turn to hunt them down. Once everyone left that room, Goku noticed a very strong ki, which seemed to be calling them. That dark energy, I understand, they have stopped looking for me and instead, they keep their ki elevated so that in search of revenge, I go to their territory. What a great strategy, because that's just what I'm going to do. He is a single warrior. I can easily beat him by myself. Goku disappeared. He had used the change of worlds. Another power of the Eye of Death. In that place, she was curious to wait so long, but her mood changed after looking at that purple-furred warrior in front of her. You are the purple bear. He was waiting for you for a long time. I never thought that you would be so stupid to come on your own. I hope you are much more powerful than your pathetic brothers and guardian angels. I am Kai, the divine law of death, in charge of bringing your head to our sect. Some sweat broke out on Chi's face. With the Eye of Death that had been implanted, he was able to see like in the blink of an eye. That warrior was already behind her, his fist ready to strike her. Instantly, his entire body was filled with dark energy. She mockingly yelled at herself, "Ha ha 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 ha, what were you going to do, stupid? Why don't you attack me? Are you afraid that your vitality will be consumed? Nobody can touch me, that's why no one can defeat me. Because for that, you would have to hit me and you would fall prey to my power." She was impressed. That being's fist had entered the energy of death and placed a heavy blow on his face. That planet shook after she brutally fell to the ground. Lady Dina, do you think me such a coward as to be afraid of your blessing? If that were the case, I wouldn't be in front of you right now. Kai stood up, spitting blood, before giving a sadistic look. Do you want to come and make fun of me? Sure, you're a bit stronger than the other trash, but you're still just a beast. You cannot compare with our lineage. That furious woman's Eye of Death dropped a pressure on Goku. Get on your knees and apologize to me. Sarah was impressed. That woman had also used Getsuga's Death Eye ability. Daruma, that woman is dangerous. Goku didn't look affected by that pressure on Asina. You resist. You have great physical strength. I have trained the power of this eye for months. How about how dangerous it is? Since you're not being used by a true bloodline heir, its power is negligible. I will show you what the Eye of Death can do when it is used by an Oozaru. A pressure that even froze what was around him fell on Chi, who almost instantly fell prey to that visual power. On her knees to the ground, and a few seconds later, her face was touching the ground, and she was beginning to be buried, as a crater was formed by that tremendous pressure. What do you think of that, divine law of death? Does the eye you stole from my sister have that power? Goku stopped using adequate pressure and she left the crater very mentally damaged. She had just received a humiliation minutes after meeting that subject. How do you have that eye? A stupid Oozaru Karmashi who got away from me gave it to you. Don't call my sister stupid again. Once again he was behind Shi, and with his right arm he pinned Shi's head to the ground, and with his left arm he seized the right arm of the divine law of death, separating it with great brutality from his body. A loud cry was heard on that empty planet. Tears came out of her eyes, and the pain made her unable to control her powers. As? You're crying? Can people like you feel pain too? I thought that they were divine beings far superior to us. She stood up. You're a disgrace. Chimetsu was right. I must not underestimate your powers. I thought that the air poisoned with my power was already consuming your organism. But are you different from all the worms I've ever met? You have almost infinite vitality. Goku thought the entire beast world had been consumed. Could it be that his power doesn't affect the demon race? If that's the case, Shiro-san's family would be this woman's worst enemy. That is why consuming you will make me the most powerful divine law. I'm already savoring your incredible power. A huge supernova formed in Chi's remaining arm, and she quickly launched it at Goku. But that attack would disappear without a trace. Getsuga, you have been bested by your son. You can even use that ability too. The three most notable powers of the Eye of Death, Ajechi no Domain, Change of Worlds and Infinite Void, master them to an incredible level, as if you were the one using them yourself. He swallowed my supernova. I heard about it, but there's no way you could have the same powers as that guy. That the divine death happens, your legs do not stop shaking. How ironic, your blessing is to kill everything that surrounds you, and right now, you are dying but of fear. That I'm trembling with fear. Stop being so arrogant, Purple Oozaru. You'll see that you'll regret underestimating me. You took my right arm, just like I did your sister, but my powers haven't changed. Ghosts from hell. Many shadows of darkness resembling Kai surrounded Goku. A dozen of her. If I'm not mistaken, the life energy stolen by this technique is brutal. Did you think it would be that easy? If my power were so easy to evade, it wouldn't be one of the most dangerously blessed divine laws. Not only can I take your vitality, I can also tear your expressive soul to pieces. The 12 shadows attacked at once, trying to touch him to consume him. Incredible energy formed a circular aura, shielding everything within a 10-meter range around Goku, which did not allow Chi's deadly ability to damage him. What an incredible defense! His divine power must be very strong to expel an aura of that size. With only my blessing I will not be able to defeat him. He has a lot of kit to protect himself. Ha ha ha! I will take you to my dear home. It has stopped shaking. What do you plan to do? She is aware that my power far exceeds her. She has no chance to end my life. The Eye of Death. In an instant I changed places. She had used the change of worlds. He's changed planets, but that won't help. Welcome to the planet where only I can live. Goku began to feel like the shield he had created with his killing energy. He was taking a lot of damage from powerful power outages. Its power and speed have been replicated, and that darkness has managed to diminish my vision. What's wrong, Oozaru Purple? I bet you're shaking. More now that the Eye of Death does not work in this place. You are not able to see me. And you can't even feel my Kia in this world. But I can see you clearly. Goku closed his purple eye and said space. In fact, I am not able to see at all with this eye. That's why I felt that my field of vision had decreased. Thank goodness. My purple demon eye is able to see it clearly. Think that she has the advantage, but nothing has changed. A bursting fist passed inches from Chi's face. She had dodged the blow with great difficulty. What is happening? That blow was accurate. If I didn't dodge it, it would have hit me. I entered Getsuga's Eye of Death. I know his weakness is this dark planet, and Mickey, the other divine laws can't perceive it while I'm on this planet. Maybe it was just a coincidence. She thought, but she instantly realized she wasn't just strong. After all, a fierce attack had hit her. Damned. There's no way you can see me. That's right. Or you have only underestimated other living beings. You are based only on what you and your companions have experienced. That happens to them for believing they are the owners of the multiverse, superior beings unattainable by any living being. That was your mistake. I can see you perfectly. And I know you're confused. You fail to understand what exists. Your brain refuses to accept it, even though it's right in front of you, and you're looking at it right now. The legendary purple darling that made the Divine Law sect tremble has returned. Come Divine Law, we are going to end the fight that my father started in the past. I will annihilate all of you one by one. She began to attack with great agility, but that guy dodged every blow without much effort. In her rush, instead of dealing damage to her enemy, she was receiving many injuries all over her body. More blows managed to reach her, and the effect of those blows increased as time passed. She looked more and more hurt, and the pain added to the humiliation was unbearable. Why does that subject have so much power if he is like the others? Shouldn't there be that much difference between him and his race? His angels and his brothers were more than trash? A large scythe of ki formed in the place where he had lost his arm before, with great anger and hatred for that subject. She had attacked him with all the ki she had. Goku's energy field had been pierced, before he had hit his head with that tremendous power. He filled the tips of his fingers with dark and red energy, coming from the Hakai in a murderous domain, which had awakened not only in his eyes but in his entire body, managing to stop that attack. His fingers, even with those two great powers, had been smashed, but the scythe had also vanished. Did you think you would be able to withstand all my power with just your fingers? You are very arrogant for a mere beast. What's going on? Why don't you scream in pain? Too proud to do it in front of a girl? A loud taunt made Chiz even angrier. Are you making fun of me? So, the next part of your body that I will destroy will be your head. Yes, good luck. Stretching out his hands directly to his enemy, he demonstrated what incredible capabilities he had. His hands had regenerated, all of his fingers had grown back. With what a simple beast. So, Divine Law, you want a being that from your point of view is above me. Why didn't you get your arm back? What an amazing feedback. His eyesight is sharper than mine and his power is supreme. This subject is not a simple beast. He is in the same threat range as a Divine Law. He also has what it takes to annihilate multiverses just by wishing it. Millions of years have passed and we finally have a terrible enemy like Getsuga used to be.
An abysmal amount of blood fell to the floor. That woman's stomach had been pierced by a bolt of energy, and after that, for a few seconds, Saru appeared, launching a massive attack that would completely eliminate the first life of Divine Law. From a great flash that fell and made the planet tremble, Kai appeared again, who had increased his level of strength to a large scale. Goku, looking at the energy running through his veins, screamed, "So you're also different from your peers.
You realize already? Every time I die, my power increases rapidly, much more than my other companions.
That is one of the main reasons why I consume living beings.
Are you able to feel this?
Your ki I can now perceive and feel the ki of many known warriors within you."
Exact.
You are very smart, Purple Oozaru. In my second life, I have the ki of all the beings I consumed in my first life. And in the third, I will have the ability to use the techniques of those warriors who are my food.
That is what makes me different.
Although I am not the strongest, my blessing may be the most dangerous of all. I congratulate you for managing to assassinate the divine law of death.
I never imagined that would happen. The same death dying. It's complete stupidity.
A powerful blow hit Goku's head, who fell to the ground.
This time you will not escape.
Ghosts from Hell. The divine law skill charged with astonishing speed. If it manages to reach me, no matter how strong it is, it will wipe out my soul. Demon's Wrath.
A powerful wave of ki blew the shadows of darkness away, and at the same time, she slammed back against the planet.
One of the shadows hadn't been fired, surprisingly managing to save Goku's leg, but before it managed to damage his soul, that part of his body would be severed.
That's what I get for underestimating this woman.
His blessing is truly terrible. No wonder Akame was so scared. No warrior from the Beast universe would have a chance to even touch her. Only this guy can dodge my ghosts from hell. His accelerated healing is very effective in these cases. She stood up, moving in all directions to catch her opponent off guard, but that would be useless. That being that was in front of her had completely changed. With the activation of the demon's rage, all of his abilities had been multiplied many times over. As she approached to attack, a strong kick would surprise her, sending her thrown thousands of meters back, blood dripping from her lips and her head spinning from such gigantic damage. This is over. Oozaru's hidden wrath. The last thing the Divine Law looked at before perishing in his second life was the image of that purple Oozaru in Goku's fist. From the heavens, a gigantic dark snake released a powerful poison. Master, protect yourself from that poison. It is the dangerous poison of Cyrus, but much stronger since the level of that Divine Law is much higher than her. Saru Shield, Killer Domain. Saru would quickly shield his master with his strong body, and killing energy would envelop his body. He wasn't lying. He has the ability to use the powers of the people he consumes, but he doesn't possess a spirit beast as such. He must have a limit. The poison wouldn't manage to do any damage to his body, but a strong sound wave would damage his senses, as a roar had thrown his brain into confusion. The snake, after having released the poison, had changed its shape, and Hikaru's spirit wolf beast had launched the invisible sonic attack that caused Goku that confusion. How does it feel to be attacked by the techniques of your loved ones? I never thought to use the power of others to win a battle. I always believed that my strength added to my dangerous blessing was enough to end the life of any living being in the multiverse. No matter what kind of tricks you use, power is the most important, and I am much stronger than you. She's mocked after seeing how blood came out of Goku's fist, who had attacked very angry, because that woman was using the powers of her companions. These dragon scales are amazing. I can protect myself from all your attacks. Do you think so? A new blow would impact his body. The dragon scales would be shattered and he would be defenseless, being cut by the fist that looked like a sword, due to the great murderous energy that surrounded him. A mockery that was desperate for Goku, reverberated throughout the planet. What do you think of this, Oozaru Purple? I am also surprised by the power I have now. Those beasts weren't just trash as he had thought. Its capabilities go beyond even a divine law. They only lack mastery over their own power. Rise from the ashes. You're using Alice's power. I am more impressed than you. I did not know the true potential of my blessing. Imagine the power I will have when I consume you. The power of your purple Oozaru. It will be all mine. Even our leader, who would make a fool of himself in front of my explosive power. You are talented and I cannot deny that. You use beast powers like a seasoned warrior. But not even in your dreams can you beat me. I'm not even using the Kaioken.
And you can't beat me in strength or speed. Take a good look at this, purple Oozaru. Gigantic dark beasts appeared in front of Goku. Impossible. He has used everyone's beasts at the same time. That must need a huge key. Saru, Spirit Beast Omega release.
A wave of energy came from Saru's mouth, wiping out most of the beasts Kai had created.
When you release your beast, that powerful shield of yours disappears.
I spent most of my powers, but it was worth it. It was just a trap to have you at my feet. Shi's palm was touching Goku's back.
Instantly, he was paralyzed. His energy flow had stopped.
Saru, who was connected to him, had also stopped.
That damned woman set a trap for the master.
I can't move an inch.
Is he going to take her soul?
How is it possible for someone weaker to take control of a battle? Oozaru Purple, the beasts are indeed not garbage.
His powers are incredible,
but the blessing of a divine law can even win over a much stronger opponent like you.
Now your soul will be my food, and soon I will become the strongest being in this multiverse. You taught me the bitter taste of defeat for the first time in my life, but you were also the first to touch me.
I must confess that this made me somewhat happy, although annoying at the same time, because your blows were painful. Maybe if you hadn't been born with that pulpy beast inside you, maybe you and I would have had another destiny.
Bye-bye. And thank you for having defied death until the end. Goku's soul began to be devoured by the blessing of Kai after having consumed it.
She only fled for a moment with that soul inside her, since she felt that she was burning.
What is this?
How can this guy have such a terrifying soul?
I won't be able to bear it. Exceed the power of my blessing.
The soul returned to its original body.
She stepped back a bit and thought, I never imagined this result.
In my third life, I don't have the ability to consume the soul of a subject of that level.
Probably in my fifth life I will be able to make its power my own. Goku was agitated. For a moment he thought he was dead.
Saru, come back, Shield Beast. I wouldn't use release on her again.
This divine law is extremely dangerous. I can't play anymore. It's time to end all this. Before Shin summoned more dark beasts, she had died for the third time, and she wasn't even able to see how she was attacked.
The sudden sensation of death had made him stop feeling invincible, and he was finally taking the battle seriously.
How did I die? One of the beasts I consumed was immortal.
Was what she wondered after appearing again. Before he could defend himself, many blows were hurting her incredibly. It was all happening so fast that he couldn't see his opponent.
Now I get it. The ultimate power can crush even blessings, even death. It can also be touched.
Shikadurans lives one by one. When she had the last one left, she smiled and said, if you had the power to kill me and humiliate me like this, why didn't you finish me off quickly?
Because I was having fun. Fighting with someone like you is a lot of fun. You turned out to be weaker than me, but dangerous enough to make me tremble for a moment. I also think the same. If you weren't a Lady Dina, you would be someone important in my life, as were all the living beings in the Beast universe that you killed. But unfortunately it is not so. You are my worst enemy.
You made my sister suffer.
You took his arm and his eye, and your sect took my parents from me. The destiny of all of you is to die to pay for all your sins.
That our sect killed your parents?
I feel so sorry for you, Purple Oozaru.
You have no idea who are the strongest in our sect.
When you see them, you will feel like a fool, knowing that you are chasing an empty revenge.
Shut up.
You only know how to deceive others. Do you think I'm going to fall for the words of a woman who is about to be murdered?
And he's just trying to protect his life?
Then I'm trying to protect my life?
That's illogical. I always made everyone believe that I loved solitude.
How stupid. I was only fooling myself.
I always wanted to have allies, beings that were by my side, but my damned blessing consumed everything that came close to me. You don't know how happy I am now that I'm about to die and be talking face to face with someone.
Goku took the necklace and left the planet. After getting far enough away from there, the power of the Eye of Death returned and moved to their planet.
All the beings that inhabited the place were impressed. In a couple of minutes he was done with the divine law. That was indeed the time difference, but it was still incredible.
Akame, take your Eye of Death.
I esteemed that brat. It would be good if she killed me.
Be quiet. You are in no position to speak.
You really are very strong, brother. You are so relaxed, even after defeating this scum. Here he was carrying a great power in the palm of his hand,